I was in Laredo for a significant amount of time. And over there, it's like everyone kind of looks the same and everyone talks the same and everyone has like more or less the same ethnic identity that you don't think about it. But then you leave and then you're like in the Twin Cities and you become oddly conscious about it. I'm not like someone who just recently immigrated to the United States. I've been in the US for a while. Even being here, I for a very long time I was in like a really Mexican majority place. So the culture was still there. And so coming to a place where that's not the case, you realize how many things in your brain are actually cultural and not like worldwide. Like more things than you think. And a lot of it is eating, music, walking, talking, like the way you relate to other people is actually weirdly significant.
Well, when I first came here, there was no people from Latin America per se. I mean, there were some, but very few. There was a bit of a cultural barrier in a world that is very cold in weather-wise. Scandinavian mentality is very different from Latin America.
I feel like I get like cultural barriers a lot of the time. And it's weird because like an Anglo-American person is gonna find the mariachi costume funny, and I'm also gonna find it funny, but for different reasons. And I think that's kind of what I mean when I say there's different ways of thinking almost.
Different levels of education, different levels of culture, different levels of where they live. They live in a mountain, they live in the ocean, all these different things. The way the system works, the way the banks work, the way the medical system, everything would be a barrier for somebody who just comes straight from Latin America. And especially back in those days, most places did not have Spanish access. So it was very difficult. Nowadays, of course, a lot of those barriers have been demolished, thank God, because now we have a lot more access to Spanish materials and interpreters and teachers and doctors and nurses, but the barriers are still huge. And again, it depends on the person from Latin America because we have so many. The degrees of change are very different. So to some people, the language is the worst barrier because there's nothing, if you don't have a little bit of English, then it doesn't work. When I came, it was at the time the lack of diversity that there was in the Twin Cities compared to now. People don't realize how diverse it is and how big it is. They don't realize how huge and rich and diverse and with so much music and so much culture and so much food and so many mentalities and everything. So it's very difficult to grasp that it's just one little community. And it's not, it's many communities. Even here in the Twin Cities, which is very small, then you go to people like New York and it's like, oh my God, the Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, the Cubans, and it's like, boom, huge communities. I really wish people could experience how big it is and how diverse it is and don't think of, oh, well, yeah, we know Latinos, they're the ones that have that little shop and everybody wears sombreros and all these little stereotypes. I really wish people would be more exposed to the huge diversity. I mean, they said that the United States is the melting pot, but so is Latin America. If anything, probably they melted more there than here because here you still have the community separate. In Latin America, a lot of the races just blend into one, and we all have a bit of everything. So it's a very rich and diverse community, and to put it all into one is very difficult. And they do it with politics. They try to get the Latino vote, like that's one thing. And it's like that doesn't exist. It's a handicap because it makes people think that we all think alike. And that way, if this one pleases this person, then everybody should have the same. If this person likes to dance, we all like to dance. It's like, not really. I just like to make an emphasis about the richness of Latin America so people don't think that we are all in this little same mentality and same group. And it's great for people to realize, to learn more and to want to study more and to visit more because that's the only way to really learn is to immerse yourself.